This is a message for President Vladimir Putin. You can't waste time with this one, and you can't use diplomacy. You just got to get in and do it. This is very, very serious. The biggest problem facing the world is the Queen. NATO must be forced to close down the chemtrails, dumping aircraft poisoning over the earth. Give NATO 24 hours to capitulate, then if they do not stop, do what is necessary. Make it clear to the world that Russia is acting under the orders of Jesus the King, and as you will have known by now, I've already served the Queen to get off the throne. Disaster is national. It was to pierce into a gas field to destroy the rig. The pressure is perhaps 50,000 kilograms per square centimetre. At this pressure it could never be contained and simply blow the drilling head out of the bedrock, in the same way as the vast pressure did in the Deep Horizon Gulf of Mexico, owned by the Queen, likewise an attempt to create a massive air bomb. The latest effort is designed to take out Europe. Now, it all hinges on the Olympic Games. So the Olympic Games should immediately be boycotted by the nations, as the date of the opening ceremony is the same date as the two destructions of Jerusalem. This is the key. This is the 9th day of the Hebrew month of Av, which is the 27th of July this year. The easiest way to solve the Elgin disaster is crushed iron ore. Now, the drilling is strategically placed at 3784 kilometres to Jerusalem. This is right to the temple. The distance from the Elgin rig, as said, is 3784. Now, to understand why, we look at the concordance numbers of the King James 1611 Bible. You can find it at this address. It is the word witchcraft found in the Hebrew, and it's found in 2 Chronicles 3:36. The verse number in the Greek, 336, is a destroying, killing, murder. It's found in Acts 2:22, Paul consenting to the murder of Stephen. This is the problem with the world today, is the Western churches are dominated by the insanity of Paul, the false apostle. So we look up the 3784 in the Strongs, and it is to practice witchcraft or sorcery and to use witchcraft. This is what they're all about. They're all witches. The Queen is the head of it. It's a sorcerer, sorceress, a participle, and as I said, it's from 2 Chronicles 3:36. Now, the location of the Elgin rig at 5706 by 200000 east, and Jerusalem 3146438, 3513515. The latitude is the Hebrew number 5706, add, in the sense of aiming an attack. 2000 is Haman, destroy, break, consume, destroy. Now, Mr. President, keep in mind the Queen is the head of Freemasonry, and as monarch, the Church of England, they're all Satanists. So, 2 Chronicles 3:36, destroying, killing, murder. In the Greek is death. Act 22:20. And when the blood of thy martyr Stephen was shed, I also was standing by and consenting unto his death. 336, and kept the raiment of them that slew him. 337. Now, we'll just read 2 Chronicles 3:36. And he caused his children to pass through the fire in the valley of the son of Hinnom. Also he observed times and used enchantments, and used witchcraft, 3784, and dealt with a familiar spirit, and with wizards. He wrought much evil in the sight of the Lord to provoke him to anger. Now, I'd point out that Solomon married the descendants of Lot, the escapee of Sodom and Gomorrah, had sex with his daughters, and they produced the Ammonite and the Moabite. And if you go to California today, we have the distance from the North Pole, 3091, which is the word lot, to the Bohemian Grove, where they each year practice these enchantments and witchcraft. So Solomon was a witch. I won't go into reasons why at this moment. So here's a drawing of the rig location to Jerusalem and the temple. So it was strategically placed off the coast of Scotland, Norway and the Netherlands. The idea was to pierce the reserve, then leave a flame on top to ignite the gas, detonating a vast air bomb when the gas air mix reaches the rig's flame. The Russians know all about that. According to the company, they have no way to control it, nor will they. Of course, that's all publicity. They never intended to have this produce a supply of gas at all. It's all to do with destroying Europe. The next slide is the rig specifications. So they have a naked flame sitting on top. That's, of course, when the gas rises up, it will reach the flame, and then it could be hundreds of kilometres square and be an enormous explosion. All the hydrogen bombs cannot compare what the damage that this thing can do. It's only 93 metres deep, so it's quite easily to be fixed. So it's less than 100 metres high. So the gas will build up with the air mix to this height and then hit the flame, and oh dear, it'll go off. We never thought of that, they'll say, if they're still alive. So you'll see that there's heavy chemtrails going over the top of the rig at the moment, and they don't want the world to see what's going on by satellite, but too late. To solve the problem is quite simple. The first thing is to start bringing iron ore from Norway. It's the closest, but you may have better ideas. It's readily available, as are large pipes, and we can have those sunk into the depth with a plate or a foot on the bottom. Blow holes in the pipes. These pipes could be 2 foot across, 3 foot across, metre across. And they're held in place by the weight of the iron ore as it dumped on the seabed and the foot of the pipes. In a very short time, days, the iron ore will crust over. So by sending several ships in there full of iron ore, you could either sink them and form a square and then fill them up, the interior around the rig, with the iron ore, and use the old ships as a wall. Now, if left, the gas will form a bubble under the rig, then bleed up past the rig supports, and it will be unstoppable. Only quick action can prevent an explosion. The first thing is to shut off the flame, then organise for the ships to transport the iron, or then organise a method of emptying the ships. Even if several tankers have to be sunk, it doesn't matter. Do it. So this is what we're looking at. The red area is the iron ore. The dark red is the crusting over of the powdered ore, and the holes that you can see going up through the pipe, that your engineers would have to determine whether they should be below the iron ore or completely, or have some allowed to bleed off if necessary. So your engineers will easily determine the potential rate of gas flow and the number of pipes necessary for the task and how to go about it. The iron ore pile must start with large rocks on the seabed and build up towards the surface. As said, once pipes are held in place, finish off with by filling with powdered ore to form a rusting layer to seal off the gas. As soon as possible, the risers connect to barges or pipes laid on the seafloor, transporting the gas to land. I want to add that there's also the possibility that they can fire a rocket into it, acting as an incendiary, and blow it up from anywhere they wished, from a submarine, for example, or from Scotland, Norway, or even Amsterdam.
Adam, remember how thick the chemtrails have been, that it's containing the light within
Right.
the stem, it's not containing, it would be doing the same with the gas. Is that true? It would be creating like a canopy to contain it inside.
There's a suggestion from Ash that the vast amounts of chemtrails that's been going on lately is an envelope to contain the gas. This could very well have some merit. If you stop the air coming from any direction, then what you have is a settling of the gas in the one place. If the winds come up, of course, it's going to blow it out to the North Sea, but it could also blow it into Germany or Europe itself. So it's very important that, Vladimir, you get onto it. We don't have to worry about what the Europeans or NATO is going to think. There's no way that they're going to see you as an aggression nation when you're trying to save this dramatic situation. Now, the rig itself has been abandoned, therefore it's in international waters, therefore you claim it. Claim it on behalf of Russia and the world. It's that simple. I've been telling the people in the at the time of the Deep Horizon, where they try to do the same thing, pray in the name of Yahweh and Jesus. And of course, as we are already into the heavenly realm, no matter what they do, it's going to fail. But we need angelic assistance in the form of you and your comrades in Russia. So, in the name